Okay, I got it this time. So now you can see this is the whole line of diffusers from Young Living. And if you just saw that I hopped on and then you couldn't find the video, it's because I had my phone the other way and my diffusers in it all fit in my screen being that way. The last time I did this, I didn't have, number one, this many diffusers, and number two, I had my son at home to help me. And he is not home today. I'm running solo right now. So I want to walk through, if you're looking at this and you're like, holy cow, she has a lot of diffusers. Yeah, we do. We use a ton of diffusers and we use them daily. We have them in all of our living areas. We have them in our bedrooms. We take them when we travel. In fact, I think my orb diffuser is still in my car. I can't find it. So we typically take it when we travel, and sometimes I leave it in the travel bag because I don't have like an office that I use the orb diffuser in my office. And I know some of you are interested in that orb diffuser. So if I can find it in my house, it might be in a bag. Anyways, we're going to start with, this is the personal mist diffuser. This is the one that I've started traveling with. It takes 2 AA batteries. It comes with the personal mist diffuser, and it comes with a bottle that you put water in it. You pop open the back. So in the back, you pull down. It takes AAA batteries. It takes 4 AAA batteries. I'm sure you can't see that. Just trust me. And then in the top is a little well. And in this well, I already have my essential oils in it. I put my essential oils in there, and then you open this up, and this is perfect for travel, guys, because it's teeny tiny. This is like needle nose pliers. It's super tiny. You stick it right in that little hole, squeeze it to fill it up, or however much water you want. And this will get cloudy because there's a lot of oil in here when you go to use it. I personally put a lot of oil in there. I guess you don't necessarily have to. It lines up 2 metal clips with the 2 metal spots, and you just hook that in there. It just rests right in there. You put this right back on the top, hooking it in, and then you push the button to turn it on, and hopefully you can see it is diffusing. And so there it goes. It's putting out mist. I think it's clarity. Yeah, clarity and orange is what I have in here. It will run 30 seconds on. Hopefully you can see that mist. I can't see it, but I mean, I can see it, but I can't see it on the screen. This will run 30 seconds on and then and then it turns off. And so this is really nice. I love this in the car. I like to just put it in the little door handle, right where your hand goes to get out of the car. And there it went. It turned off. This is nice because you can just empty that little water compartment. You can empty this, and then you can literally take it on the airplane with you. Not that you would necessarily use this on the airplane, but you can take it with you when you're traveling for just walk into the bathroom and get, a few moments of some deep breathing of essential oils. It's absolutely lovely. My family loves that I have this because the orb diffuser doesn't fit real well in my car. It fits perfect in the cup holder. Okay, so this is the personal mist diffuser. You can totally buy this on your next order. It's perfect for travel. I love it. If you're going, if you're just going to go stay at somebody's house, or you're limited on your carry-on or something like that, this is a great option. I love it. I love it for the car. The next option that we have that I don't have with me right at this moment is the orb diffuser. And the orb diffuser is about this big. And it fits very nicely in a cup holder. My only problem is I don't have a lot of extra. I have a very small car. And so this is why I've switched to the personal mist diffuser. If I'm driving by myself, my personal mist diffuser is great. But if my whole family's with me, then we all have drinks in the car, in the cup holders, and it doesn't work. The personal mist diffuser runs on a USB. So if you have a plug, an extra plug from your phone, or you can go to Walgreens and buy one of those. It just plugs right in. That one will run continuously, or it will run 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. And that is the one that we took on vacation a couple of years ago because we were traveling in our small car. We were hiking. I don't even think the personal mist diffuser was out yet. So we used the orb diffuser. We used it at night. It is very bright. I will say that. We had to put washcloths around it because it was very, very bright. But we were hiking and we were stinky. I had 2 very young teenage boys at the time. And so that orb diffuser was amazing to get us through that. Moving on next, then this is the home diffuser. The home diffuser is not available anymore, but the reason why, and so you're like, why are you talking about it? The reason why I'm talking about it, I've got some water here. The reason why I'm talking about it is because I feel like Young Living every once in a while like has this crazy sale, and they're like, oh, look what we found in the warehouse. Home diffusers. I bought this one. This is not the original one that I got, but I did get the home diffuser with my kit. It has a purple top. This is one that I got on a Black Friday sale maybe 2 years ago, and we still use it. This is in our downstairs bathroom. It looks like a tulip, and you just open it up, and mine is dirty because you can see I put a lot of thieves in there, and so you just add water to this. There's a little ridge in there. Add your water and your essential oils. I dumped them all before I carried them into the kitchen. And then this is very simple. You just push on the little bar one time to turn it on, and this will run continuous, and it will run for 4 hours. If you push the button again, it will run 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. And then if you press and hold the button for, I don't even know, 10 seconds, 2 seconds, it turns the light off and the mist will keep going. Again, not currently available. I just wanted to talk about it because potentially someday they might come back. This is a bamboo diffuser. This was an upgrade when I first got started. I didn't even know if I was going to like a diffuser. Now I laugh at that, right? This diffuser I bought when they clearanced them out. I don't think there's any available right now. But again, Young Living seems to, oh, we found some stuff in the warehouse. This one's going to keep going on and off. We found some in the warehouse. We have 500, bamboo diffusers. So they launched this one. This is one that Sarah had, and I thought it was gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. And when I stay at her house, the bamboo is the diffuser in the room that I stay in. So I've been very exposed to the bamboo. This was the one that Sarah started with. And there's a little cavity in here. So this lid has an arrow, and there's an arrow in here. And you fill this cavity, avoiding the air hole on, what side would that be for you? The right side. So again, this one's in my bathroom. There's a little red button that you fill it up to. And this one is a little bit different. It has 2 buttons on the back. So it has mist, 1 hour or 4 hours. So you turn that on, and it's going to start to, oh, I have to plug it in. Sorry, little guy, you're turning off. That's the problem with all these, is I'm going to have all these cords. This one is nice and wound because it sits in my bathroom. So here we go. Here's the bamboo. I can turn it on, and it's 1 hour, and there's a little green light on the back, or I can turn it to 4 hours. And then if you cannot tell, there is a light at the bottom. I'm not for sure you'll see it, but there's a light at the bottom, and if you don't want that light on, you just turn it off. So when we have people staying with us, this is the diffuser that I keep in the bathroom. These are my 2 bathroom diffusers. I like them for the simple fact that I can start them. They both only run 4 hours, but I can start them, and that will get right before I go to bed, and that will get them through maybe a first potty break, right? And then it automatically shuts off on its own when it's out of water. Okay, moving next to our new diffuser, the owl diffuser. This is our newest diffuser. Again, I have to switch out cords, so be patient with me here. This owl diffuser is kid tested, kid approved. And there's only 2 pieces to this. You just lift his little head off. Oh, there's still some water in here. And it's just it's just 2 pieces. That's it. So this little owl, I'm just going to pour a little bit more water in here. There's a little ledge on the side, and it does say Max, M-A-X. all capital letters, which this preschool teacher loves because this is supposed to be easy for little kids. So you just pop that owl right on the top. And this guy is so easy to use. You just push on his left talon to turn him on, and here comes his mist. And he will run 5 hours if I touch his talon one time. If I touch his talon a second time, he will run 8 hours with putting out less of a mist. If I touch his talon one more time, he will run 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off, running a total of 10 hours through the night. This is amazing. Now this guy also does colors, and the rest of these minus the Rainstone, all of these diffusers now do the colors. So if you're not familiar, it's bright white, and again, I don't know that you're going to see it because it's sunny out, low white, candle flicker, but you just touch the talons and it goes through all the colors. So green, yellow, orange, purple, blue. But that's not it. This is also a humidifier. So talk about what months are coming up, right? What months are coming up? All the dry ones. The Thanksgiving to Valentine's Day, that our immune systems get attacked and we need extra moisture. If you're in Nebraska, it's certainly going to be dry. They're predicting a horrible winter. So this is also going to be a humidifier. The other really cool thing, now this did just shut off because I have it on 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off, is this also is a noise machine. So I can turn on the music in the back. I believe you can press it 5 times before it turns off. Yep, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's on Rainstone right now, or Rain, excuse me, that's Rainstone. It's on Rain right now. I don't know that you're going to be able to hear it, but trust me, in a room that's dark and nobody's moving, you're going to hear it. So there's Rain. Nature. Waves, ocean. White noise. And lullabies. And maybe when I get done, I can just come up a little bit closer and you can hear that. So the diffusers turn right back on. It's 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. It's absolutely silent. I love it. I feel the dewdrop and the home are very loud when they turn on and off, especially the home diffuser. This one is so quiet. It's absolutely peaceful. So this is our new Feather the Owl diffuser. It's our brand new one. And I want to tell you, anytime you purchase a diffuser, minus the owl, when you purchase one of these diffusers, it comes with a bottle of peppermint and a bottle of tangerine. When you purchase Feather the Owl diffuser, it comes with a bottle of lavender. When you purchase the orb, the personal, or the USB, it does not come with an essential oil. Okay, Feather, we love you, but we got to turn you off. Oh, it's going to get really loud. Now you can probably hear it. Okay, now it's off. All right, and touch it for 2 seconds and it should turn off. All right, unplugging Feather the Owl. Thanks for hanging in there with me. Next one up is the dewdrop, and some of you might have gotten the dewdrop because it was with the starter kit for a really long time. It was probably one of Young Living's most popular. This one is actually in my office downstairs. This is the one I keep in my office now downstairs. Oh, I forgot to tip it. There's water in the bottom of these. This one also has, hopefully I can show you without it, has a little red dot. Perhaps you have the dewdrop. If you've got the dewdrop, feel free to share it. Share in the comments which diffuser you have or which ones you're loving. If you have an old dewdrop like I do, there's a notch that you line up in the back. If your lid doesn't set quite properly, there's a little notch. They did take away that notch. So it's just totally done with that. The lid can fit on anyway. This diffuser, this personal one right here, this one, is not upgraded. All new Desert Mist diffusers as of this year, I think as of like February or something, they all have the same run time as the Desert Mist, as the Feather the Owl, as the lanterns. So these now run 5 hours, 8 hours, or 10 hours. So if you have an old dewdrop like me, it's a turn it on. It will run for 4 hours. You can push it again. It'll run 30 seconds on, the light turns off.
and then it turns off. It doesn't do 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. I'm so sorry. Just runs 4 hours. Not anymore. The new dewdrops run 5 hours, 8 hours, or 10 hours. They have the same settings as the rest of these. So hopefully that's not confusing. If you have an old style like me, well, this is why it's in my office. It will also do all of the colors like the lanterns. So the new dewdrops, if you now help somebody get started and they purchase the dewdrop, or you purchase the dewdrop, it will have all the new settings on it. So it will do bright white, low light, candle flicker, 10 LED colors. It will run 5, 8, or 10 hours. Okay, so that's the dewdrop. Again, mine is the old style of the dewdrop. So I don't know if it has 2 buttons on it. I haven't seen it, and I'm not going to be purchasing any. Next is in these. I love how Young Living is starting to make the outlets, the plugins, this way instead of this way. This way is really hard sometimes to get it to fit in. For example, in my kitchen, I have to pull my drawer out in order to plug this one in, but this one plugs in. So I've noticed that they're switching to this. Not on all of them, I guess. Dewdrops are still, or Desert Mists are still that way. So these next 2 are the Desert Mist diffusers. And so why do I have 2? Well, because one of them is the 25th anniversary special, and my cords are highly tangled. So this silver one says Young Living's 25th anniversary on the bottom, but they run the exact same. So if you purchase the Desert Mist diffuser, this is the diffuser you will get. Young Living did last, I don't even remember when, this year, they did a special and sold out of it before they even realized like it was even selling, I think. So the Desert Mist, whether you have the silver one or the bronze one, absolutely gorgeous. This is our favorite diffuser in our home. This is the one that we have in all of our bedrooms. I actually have this in my closet as well. My husband and I have a very small closet, so I plug it in and I just set it on the floor. We have a very small closet and we have very stinky, sweaty clothes. And so it just kind of, our dirty clothes go in there, and yes, we let them dry, and yes, we do all the things. Thanks for asking. But we just need some freshener in there. So I actually just tuck it underneath my clothes, pull it out, fill it up, and let it run with purification. I'll even shut the door sometimes just to purify all of that air. So how do these work? You pull off the outer shell, set it aside. So be careful when you're taking it out of the box. The outer shell is loose. It just rests on the top there. It has a nice little lid with an indentation, and that's how you know there's water in this one. That's how you know where it goes to fit on your diffuser. So it lines up right there with the same notch. And it is important that you get that lid back on for the best diffusing possible. So this one I need to add some water to. It smells like Peace and Calming because I have solely been diffusing Peace and Calming and Joy for about the last 3 weeks solid at night. Again, this is the one we have in all of our bedrooms. It is absolutely amazing. Runs quietly. It's really, really nice. So again, fill to the line. This one has just a ridge, much like the home diffuser, and then line up that lid to put it back on. Put the casing back on the top. This one has 2 buttons. This one has 2 buttons on the back, and you will see one is a light bulb and one is like a computer power button. And so you push that computer power button to turn it on, and it will run 5 hours. You push that computer button again, it will run 8 hours. Hopefully you can see the mist. I tried to wear a dark color. Last time I did this, I wore a light color and you couldn't really see it. And the next button, if I push it again, it will run 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. And if I push it again, it will turn off. So all of these diffusers, they will shut off the working mechanism as soon as it runs out of water. However, if you have put the light on, the light will remain on. So if you have it on as a nightlight for your kiddos, it runs out of water, it will still leave the light on, but the diffusing component will stop. So turning this back on, here's your lights. We have, I don't know that you're going to be able to see it, but this is bright white, low white,
candle flicker. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's coming through. And then the next button we'll push will cycle through all 10 LED colors. So it's moving on to orange, and then there's yellow, green, blue, purple. It will go through the whole entire rainbow. With the owl, the desert mist diffusers, and the lanterns, if you don't want the light on, I used to cycle through. So bright, white, low light, candle flicker, cycle, and then 10 LED colors. So I was pushing it for like 16 times. My son taught me, if you just take the button and you hold the light bulb button for 2 seconds, the light will shut off. Ta-da! I love that. I seriously, every single night was like beep, 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 trying to get to the end. So like when it was purple, I had to slow down, right? We love the light setting. So Husker game days, it's always red. Other things, orange for Easter time, green for St. Patrick's. I love orange for the fall. The blue is great in the fall. So have fun with your diffusers. People do notice them. If you're having people over, get those diffusers out, start using it, stop the candles, start the diffusing. So this is our Desert Mist diffuser. This is probably our most popular diffuser, especially with the starter kit. However, I haven't heard a statistic since this one now does the same functions as the Desert Mist. So again, the dewdrop and the Aria both now run with the same settings as the lantern and the Desert Mist. So if you purchase the Aria now, if you purchase the dewdrop now, it will come with the new updated settings. Okay, so this was our Desert Mist diffuser. Again, my favorite, so therefore it's my family's favorite because I'm the one who does the buying. So there's the lights. I'm just gonna go ahead and turn that off. All right, next up is the lantern diffuser. And I don't even have a cord for this one because it's tucked behind furniture, but I'm gonna tell you, trust me, the lanterns run the same exact way as the Desert Mist diffusers. The same exact way. They have 2 buttons. The components are exactly the same. So there's a power button, there's a light button. How does this one work? Well, it's got this nice little handle. You just pick it up. Just like you did, you took off the outer shell. These two, I mean, the bases look different, but these two are exactly the same. So the cones are the same, the insides are the same, the buttons are the same. They are gonna work exactly the same. So, put this little guy back on. Also, when you set up your diffusers, make sure that cord is tucked and not sitting on one of those rubber feet. You want your cord to be down. So, this has a ridge, just like, and there's water in this one as well. This one sits in my kitchen. That lantern puts it right, you just line it right back up. Same thing, 5, 8, 10 hours, or 5, 8, or 10 hours with the 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. The other thing is if you have a morning blend, like this one sits in my kitchen, so I will put peppermint and orange in it, and that's good for wake up, and it's good for focus. We sit at the counter to do our work, we sit at the counter to do homework, and so it's a great one to just keep those same oils in there. The lantern diffuser was a special thing that they did last year. I desperately wanted this one for my kitchen, and then I didn't like the way that it looked in my kitchen, but I do keep this one in my living room. And if you've been to my house, my kitchen is right here. My living room is literally right there. I will run 2 separate diffusers in these 2 areas. Sometimes I run the same thing, but generally I run 2 different things, and no, it doesn't smell bad. In fact, the number one thing I get when people walk into my home, especially if it's their first time, is, wow, your home smells really good. And I'll take that. I love that. And to know that I'm benefiting people, not harming people. I used to be huge on candles and Glade plugins, and all those things. And after I learned what it does to the insides of my body, I just can't do it anymore, and I can't expose my friends to it. All right, moving on to the Rainstone. Hopefully you guys can still see. I don't think there's been any comments. I gotta admit, it's like this big, this far away from me. All right, the Rainstone diffuser. This was one that I just really wanted it. This one is an ionizer. So this is something different than any of these other diffusers. So this one is a humidifier. I do believe the Desert Mist and lanterns are humidifiers as well. It's the same base. But this one I know for certain, is a humidifier. This one is an ionizer. So it takes those particles that are in the air and it helps to drop them, neutralizing that air. So this one is a little bit different. This one is extremely hard to clean. And I know, like, there's a gal on our team, this is her favorite. She has several of them. I'm going to turn this light back on so you can maybe see it a little bit better. There we go. So this is black. This will break. This is made of stone. It's called the Rainstone, and it is literally made of stone. It is heavy. You carry this with 2 hands. The plug sits in the back, not underneath for the wobbliness. Definitely want to be careful with this one. Where does this one sit? This one sits in my craft room because I don't want it bumped. I don't want the cats on it. I don't want my kiddos playing with it. So in here, it's just this tiny little hole. Well, there's a little bit of water. There's just a tiny little hole, maybe a little bit bigger than a quarter. But you reach your finger down in there, and there's a little slide. You have to pull the slide up before you actually fill it up. Pull that slide up because that's where the air comes in. And then you pour your water in. Now, anything, the bamboo and the Rainstone come with one of these guys to help fill. So you just drop your essential oils right in there, and then you just pour your water into this. Right, you pour your water into this, and then you can pour it into your diffuser. That way you're clearly avoiding that little air hole. So once I fill it up, I get my oils in there, I get my water in there, I push down to open up that vent again. And then it lines up. There's a groove right here that lines up with the groove, that air vent, and you just stick it in here. Now this one I have to plug in, so give me a second. This one is also up and down. I love this one. Does anybody else have the Rainstone? Okay, so these last 2 diffusers that I'm talking about both have remotes. Y'all, you have to hang on to the remote. So it has to work from the front. Now the remote has on, off, and then it has a timer. So 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, or 6 hours. So this one is really nice. If I know I'm going to walk into my craft room and I'm working for an hour, I just turn it on and hit 1 hour. And then it's only going to run for 1 hour. What do I keep in my craft room? I love to diffuse peppermint to keep the bugs away. So actually I just went down, I don't even know now, probably 3 weeks ago, and there were ants all over my floor. So I took a spray bottle with rosemary, peppermint, thieves' household cleaner, sprayed my floor, started immediately diffusing peppermint, and I haven't seen any since. So recently I've been diffusing just peppermint when I'm down there, but I typically love Citrus Fresh and Christmas Spirit in my craft room. Okay, so you turn it on, there's the hour controls, then you can actually turn the mist on and off because the ionizer will still work, or you can turn the ionizer on or off, and then there's a few light settings. So let me get in the front. Oh, it's going. So there's a little sensor right here. I probably didn't put very much water in there. It's misting right there. So now, if I turn this light off, again, I don't know if you'll see it. It's on like an aqua blue. And then this is an orangey color. And then it turns to purple, and then it turns off. So again, I can set this for 1, 2, 3, or 6 hours, turn the mist on or off, turn the ionizer on or off, and then I can control the LED color. Rainstone, made of stone, it will break. It will break. So put it in a very careful spot. All right, the Mac Daddy of all, let me turn this off. The Mac Daddy of all diffusers is the Aria. Now just making sure it was off. My Aria, I actually won, so it's the old style. I'm thrilled with it. I'm not even gonna say the prices of these because I want this video to live forever. Well, not forever, but for a while, and prices always change. This is, right now, if you purchase this with your premium starter kit, it does cost you an additional $100. But I will say, if you are interested in the Aria, this is an amazing deal with the kit. Because this diffuser is just slightly over $200. But think about $260, you get all those oils, all that stuff. So if this is something you're eyeballing, consider purchasing that premium starter kit. because you're going to get all those oils. All right, so this one is also a remote control. This is the Mac Daddy because it does a lot more than any of these other diffusers. Again, this remote is probably going to look different because I've heard the run times. Currently, my run times are 1, 2, and 3 hours. I've been told the run times are, or I've learned and educated you guys in our member group that it's 5, 8, and 10. It's going to have the same settings as the Desert Mist. Now, I haven't seen any in person. I know there's a couple of people on my team that have the new one, so if they happen to watch this, maybe they can pop in and share with us how the new remote looks. This is also one that now my cats walk around it all the time. It's very solid, it's very heavy, it's not wobbly. This one could be wobbly, I could see it being wobbly, not this one. This one, wherever you do set it, the atmosphere will get wet. There's a lot of mist that comes out of this, and I actually had it set right here on my kitchen counter, and that mist left a spot on my kitchen counter. So be very aware of that and where you place this. I've never had any water damage from any of my diffusers at all, unless I didn't get the lid on it, or you know how you take it off and then you pull the lid off? I've learned to let it drip a few times before I move it somewhere else or set it down, because condensation sets in the lid. If you're using it regularly, your lids aren't going to be dry. And so, yep, there's water right there on my countertop, just from taking that lid off, and I ran it a whole 10 seconds. Well, I ran it all last night too. Okay, so the Aria is the Mac Daddy. This is a glass lid. It is glass. It will break. This is replaceable. You can purchase it. It's not like under warranty, but you can replace it. You can purchase it. Inside this holds a ton of water. So I'm not even going to pick this one up. When you get it, there's a couple of pieces. This disc comes separate, and so does this diffuser spout. This diffuser spout is a separate piece. It's an S, and you just curve it back to go inside the diffuser. All right, and then you place the little table. So that little table is what the water squirts up out of it. The ultrasonic plate sits underneath that. This requires a lot of water. And from personal experience, if the water gets too low, even though there's water in here, it will stop the mist. So you might think, well, there's water in there. My thing is broken. It's not broken. You need to add more water. So all of these will diffuse until the water is gone. In my Aria, that is not the case. There is always water left in it. Now, I just diffused Divana, and that is what I smell. So, there's a little lever or a little ledge, a line on the side of the Aria. You can see how much water I put in there, right? Oh, it smells so good. If you don't have Divana, you need to get it. Wow. Okay, I can't wait to turn this one on. All right. So I filled that up, add your essential oils, all of these, I didn't say that. Put your water and your essential oils. It's not going to do you any good if you don't have essential oils. Wherever you set the lid, guys, there's water condensation on here. We use this. We use this regularly. This is in our family room downstairs. And there's oil on that as well because it diffuses oil. So now my fingers are a little oily. So wherever I set this lid, there are rings on my counter. So think about that too. Don't set this lid on your wood furniture. You can flip it over and set it this way. Just be very mindful that it will rock. You need that piece in order to make your diffuser happen. All right, the spout. This was the most difficult thing for me to understand. It just sets right on there. There's just a little ledge and it just sets right on there. It says Young Living in the front, right where that S spout is. So I want to do this so that it can set perfect. But you want that S spout to be away from the actual place where the oils come out, where it is misting. I'm feeling like I'm running out of room over here. Oh, and these are now sloshing because they've got some water in them. Okay, so this diffuser, your remote is going to look different. My remote says power on, power off. 1, 2, 3 hours. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. And it's on the side. There's a little sensor right here on the side. So the front, S curve, put that glass bowl off to the side, turn that on. When you turn it on, it automatically turns the melody on. The melody is lovely. Right now it's chimes. Oh, and it's Devana. I wish you could be here. It smells so good. It will run a series of chimes, spring, like a brook. It does a few other things. Here's some violins. It runs for 15 minutes and then it shuts off, and then eventually it turns back on again. I don't know how long it turns off for, but it does turn back on. I see some of you guys are commenting. I'll come grab your comments in a minute. I can't read them from back here. I don't have that grid of eyes. Plus I'm feet away and that is tiny. So if you don't want the melody, there's a button. You just turn it off. So now the melody is off. The volume right here, volume up or volume down. And then this also has LED colors. So it's on blue right now, bright blue, light blue, purple, and off. So this is the one that we have in our family room downstairs. It disperses over carpet. That melody is nice. I'm going to turn that melody on. That melody is nice. How do you clean your diffusers? You take them apart, you unplug them from the bottom, take them apart. Make sure that if you dump out water, you don't dump over any air holes going back into the diffuser. So this one has an air hole going back in, the bamboo does, the Aria does. So if you are dumping, make sure you dump it away from that. Then you just can take a cloth with mild soap and just kind of wipe it out. I have used my thieves cleaner before, sprayed my rag and just wiped it out. The actual ultrasonic plate, I do believe, is vinegar or rubbing alcohol. I always have to look in my book before I do it. Make sure you do it the right way. What's the difference between, one more thing with cleaning. Sarah taught me, we were having problems with our diffusers. They weren't working. The dust, there's a little air intake on the bottom. Make sure you vacuum that every once in a while as well. I think I had gone 2 years. How long are our diffusers supposed to last? I can't tell you that because I diffuse every day and I diffuse several diffusers every day. You might have one diffuser and you run it once a month. So for me to say it lasts 2 years and yours lasts 5 years, that's not really an accurate depiction because it depends upon how often everybody is using theirs. Always plug in before you fill up with water so that you can get that plug all the way in and not on a foot and then set it down. When you're putting it all back together, make sure everything's lined up. I was going to just say something I don't remember. What makes our diffusers different? Number one, they come with peppermint and tangerine, except for Sweet Little Feather, the owl, he comes with lavender. And so when you purchase any of these other diffusers, they come with peppermint and tangerine, 5 milliliters of each. If you've not diffused those together, try it. There's a reason Young Living sends those. They are very, very good for you. Also, our diffusers are made of, I believe it's PETE plastic. It's hospital grade plastic, PET plastic, which means it is not going to break down like other plastics. So yes, are there diffusers cheaper at a store somewhere? Absolutely. You're going to get what you pay for. And I just want to throw that out there. There is a reason that ours are better. It just is. I can be one who, and somebody might have already said this, I haven't read the comments, but so when I got started with Young Living, I bought my kit and I was like, wow, I just spent so much money. So I went somewhere else and got diffusers. Those diffusers quit working after 3 months. My home diffuser lasted over 2 years. My home diffuser. Now, I was brand new. I wasn't diffusing, like I do now all through the night in so many bedrooms and all that stuff. I couldn't figure out how to turn the light off. So My husband was like, not at night. Once I figured out how to turn the light off, then we could diffuse at night. So, you know, trial and error, that's how things go. But what is so important is when we're diffusing things like tangerine or things like Stress Away that have lemongrass in them, anything that's that citrus is going to break down the plastic. And then it's getting into the stuff that's coming out and you're breathing that in. So don't just go buy a cheap diffuser and think you're getting away with something. You could potentially be harming your body. So the diffuser also comes in the kit. It comes with the desert mist or the bronze desert mist or the dewdrop. You can upgrade to the Rainstone and you can upgrade to the Aria. Again, if you're looking at the Aria, grab it with the kit. It's a little bit different in the fact that it doesn't run, it stops before it runs out of water. So you're like, what's going on? I was trying to see if it was wet yet. It's not. I don't know what other questions you guys have about diffusers. Again, the only one not here is the USB drive. It's actually a USB drive that plugs in your USB for your computer, and the orb diffuser. And I wish I could find that. I think it's in my car or it's packed in a suitcase. So hopefully you enjoyed going through these. I will come up here and see what questions you guys have. Jenny says she wants the Aria, the lantern, and the Rainstone. Yeah, they're amazing. The Rainstone at your hubby's office at work. Nice. Yes, my husband cannot wait to have a classroom so he can get diffusing in there. So thanks for watching, everybody who did or didn't. If you watched the live or the replay, appreciate you guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.